Good morning, it's Monday, it's the start of a new vlog, and I'm not feeling the best. I'm nursing a migraine that's been happening since last night, but one of my friends is swinging by today for a quick visit before they go back to California, so I have to be productive this morning. I need to just finish cleaning up like the living area and straightening it up before they get here, and then I'm gonna retire for the day. I was maybe gonna go to my parents for dinner or lunch, but I don't know if I'm like up for making that drive, and especially I don't know if I'm up for hitting the traffic, like coming home, like Memorial Day weekend traffic. So I'm just gonna play it by ear. But before I get started on doing like the things that I need to get done, I'm gonna show you what my reading plans are for this week. So first up, I want to finish An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I managed to read just about 300 pages in this. So I feel like I'm pretty close to the end, and I feel like once I sit down and dedicate some time, I'll quickly finish it. Next, I want to read To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods by Molly X. Chang. I'm really excited about this one. I've heard some mixed reviews about it, but I'm reserving my own judgment. I am very intrigued and very excited to read this one. And then next, the goal is to start and finish Jade City by Fonda Lee by the end of the month. So I don't know if I will manage to read all of these this week, and especially not Jade City by the end of the month, since it's just so big. But I'm gonna hope that I manage it. So those are the reading plans for this week, and I'm gonna get to work on my chores, and then I'm gonna sit down and read An Ember in the Ashes. Hey everyone, it is Tuesday. I know I didn't check in at all yesterday, and I'm so sorry for that, but it's because I did end up finishing An Ember in the Ashes, and then my friend came over, and then we went to my parents' house, so there was just a lot going on, but I did, as I said, finish An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and I really loved it. I didn't get that 5-star feeling, so I am going with like a 4.5-star rating for this. But I genuinely really loved it. I really loved both of our main characters, Leia and Elias, and I really liked our side characters, and I'm very intrigued by what's going to come like for their stories in the next books. Specifically, I'm very intrigued with the Augurs, and then Izzy and Cook. I have a suspicion about Cook, but we'll see if I'm right. And then I really found the Commandant interesting in that we did get like this flash that shows that she's not entirely evil, because for a while she felt very like kind of mustache twirling villain, like just completely evil. But I did enjoy that like aspect of her that we got like towards the end. Though she is still very much evil, I just liked that she wasn't like complete mustache twirling evil, if you get what I mean. I really am intrigued to see how Elias and Leia will grow over the next 3 books. I think they had a lot of growth so far, just like in An Ember in the Ashes, and I'm just genuinely really excited for the next 3 books. Hold on. I did really like how we started to get like snippets of this Middle Eastern mythology, like jinns and ifrits and all of these other things. And Helen, I'm so intrigued by what she's doing. I think she has like a really interesting story, and I'm a little bit worried about her. But I'm very excited. I am tempted to just hop right into A Torch Against the Night, but I do already have books that I really would like to try and finish before the end of the month, so I'm not doing it. I'm showing strength, and I'm not going to jump right into it. But anyway, it's time to move to Gaze Upon Wicked Gods. I'm very excited. I'm going to start reading it right now. And I'm going to do some reading before I start writing. And I'll let you know when I have a more well-rounded understanding of what the actual book is about. But I'm very excited to start. So I've been like very excited for this since I first heard about it. So it's a pretty anticipated read. So I'm hoping that it doesn't let me down. But anyway, bye. You know you love me. XOXO. Gossip Girl. Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a quick update. I read a little bit. Let's see, not a lot, but I read 40 pages of To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, and I am very much enjoying it so far. Also, I have the Illumicrate copy, and I don't know if you can see these sprayed edges, but it's literally stunning. And then I watched some Gossip Girl while I ate my lunch, and then I picked up the boy child from school, and then when I came home, and then like in between that, I tried to do some writing, and I could not get my brain to focus, and I was so just not pleased with what I was doing that I just set it aside for today. It was making me more frustrated than it was like actually doing any good for me, so I just set it down. I am gonna maybe try and go back to it later tonight. If not, I'll just dedicate some more time to it tomorrow. But for now, I'm going to sit back down and read a little bit more of this. Essentially, we have Ruing, who is our main character, and she has this magic inside of her that can kill people. It like takes their chi or life energy away, which will kill them. And they live in this, or she lives in this world where it's kind of like a sci-fi meets fantasy story, because there are two empires. I know I'm kind of bouncing around, but I'm still pretty new in the world, so I don't know how well I grasp it, but essentially we have these two empires. One has like airships and science, and they're like these Roman inspired, I'm pretty sure they're actually called Romans, this world. And then we have the empire that our main character, Ruing, is living in, which is inspired by the author's Chinese heritage. Her grandfather grew up telling her tales of Manchuria during World War II. So she says that some of this story is inspired by those stories that her grandfather told her. And they have magic like from the gods. So we've got like the sci-fi elements of like these like airships and science from the Empire, and then we have like the fantasy magic gods elements in the Empire that our main character is from. And our main character, we meet her as she's trying to find opium. What is it? What do they call it? Opium. So not opium, opium. Her sister is addicted to this drug, opium, and she is trying to get her sister more of it so that she doesn't die. And in doing so, she has to go meet with her childhood friend who has sided with the Romans and is now powerful because of the fact that they've sided with the Romans. He's also the bastard child of the emperor. But because he was the bastard child, he couldn't become the emperor. So he's sided with the Romans, and he has basically asked our main character, without asking our main character, to kill the emperor so that he can step in to the emperor's place with the help of the Romans. And she doesn't want to do this, but she recognizes that if he says that he won't help provide her with the drug that her sister needs to survive, that will force her hand, and she'll have to use her death magic to help him. She doesn't like using it, and she tries not to because the magic does come at a cost to her. I'm not entirely sure what that cost is. We haven't gotten that far yet, though she did just use it because she stole a bag of coins, a bag of gold, from a Roman, and a guard caught her, and to save herself she started to use her magic but didn't kill him all the way. And I suspect that this Roman that she just stole gold from is the Roman that she will end up making a deal with based on the synopsis on the inside cover of the book. I apologize. I know that was a really bad synopsis, but that's my running conscious understanding of what's happening in the book. But anyway, I'm going to continue reading some more, and I'll check in later. I'll probably just heat up some leftovers for dinner tonight, and I'm gonna try and have that all ready for when Charlotte gets home. Anyway, that's the check-in, and I'll talk to you later. Hey everyone, it is Thursday, and I am going to finish editing the vlog. I started yesterday and then got distracted because I was like fully invested in reading this book. I am on page 263, which I think is about 100 pages left of the book. Yeah, less than 100 pages left. And then when we got home from the boys' thing yesterday, we ate dinner and watched just a bunch of Gossip Girl and hung out together, and that was really nice. So I didn't finish editing the vlog, and I didn't finish this, which I was really hoping to do yesterday. But since I have less than 100 pages left of this, I have no doubt that I'll be able to finish it today. And before I get to reading and writing, I am going to edit this vlog and get it uploaded and whatnot. So I will check in a little bit later. It's also a pretty gray and rainy day today, so it's like the perfect day to just sit and relax. So that's what I intend on doing. So I'll check back later. Bye. Hey everyone, so it is later in the day. I did finish editing and uploading the vlog, so it is live if you wanted to go watch. And I did finish To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods. I think I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars, and I do have a lot of things to say about it, but I am gonna hold off for now because my camera battery is yelling at me that it needs to be charged. And I just really quickly wanted to let you know that I was moving on to Jade City by Fonda Lee. I am gonna try and read this today and tomorrow so that I can finish it in May, but it's kind of long, so who knows what's actually gonna happen. So anyway, that's the update. It's been a really great week for reading, and I'm gonna plug my camera in to charge, and then I will talk a little bit more about what I thought about To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods. So hey everyone, it is Friday, and I just wanted to quickly check in because I have done quite a bit of reading. I mentioned yesterday that I finished To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods, but then I needed to charge my camera and forgot to come back and talk about it. So I think I mentioned that I'm giving it a 3.5 star. And I'm pretty sure I'm gonna stick with that rating. This was fun, and it was good, but I could have had more fun and it could have been better. So some of the things that I really enjoyed about this were actually some of the things that it had gotten criticism on. The biggest thing it got criticism on was this idea that it was a colonizer romance. And while there were definitely romantic feelings shared between our main character Ru Ying and the villain Antony, I would not say that this was a romance. So it wasn't romanticizing the idea that our main character could have had feelings for the person who was controlling her and of the people that were colonizing her people and committing genocide against her people. It wasn't romanticized, and I think there were a lot of people who took the idea that the character could feel romantic feelings and thought that that meant that it was romanticizing this really negative and toxic relationship. But I felt like our main character, it was very clear that our main character was being manipulated by Antony the whole time. So even while Ru Ying wasn't ready to admit that she was being manipulated, it was very clear that he was being manipulative and he was the bad guy. I do see that there's one chapter in here, and if you know, you know, where that could be misinterpreted as this relationship being romanticized. But again, me personally, I felt like it solidified the fact that Antony was manipulating this whole thing. I felt like the world building had a lot of potential, and I wish that she had spent more time developing this world. We have the Romans who came to this world from a different Earth through a portal, which is like a sci-fi element, blended with the fantasy element of the magic of her world and her Earth. And it was this war between these two civilizations, between science and fantasy, sci-fi and fantasy, which I thought had really cool elements that I would have loved to have the author delve deeper in and explain a little bit more, do a little bit more world building. The other thing that I had a hard time with was why our main character, or why the villains of this story were called Romans. So we know that this is based on the tales that her grandfather told her, the author of Manchuria, and of the Unit 731, I think. Let me just check. Yes, Unit 731, that Japan, the horrific atrocities that Japan committed in China during World War II, and the experiments that they did on human beings. And so the Romans were doing these experiments, and they brought in this drug called opium, which was supposed to help kind of bolster the magic that was dying in this community, but it was actually just eating away at these their lives and causing them to be addicted and not caring about anything, which is very reminiscent of the Opium Wars between Britain and China. So I am a little confused why it was the Romans who were the bad guys and not, for example, just Britain. I have a feeling that she chose Romans specifically because Romans that we know, like from Rome, had a pantheon of gods, and our main character also has a pantheon of gods. So I feel like that might have been why it was chosen for it to be the Romans, just so that these two characters could have something that they had a genuine understanding about. And there was a conversation about the different gods and the pantheon of gods, and how royalty used to be believed that it was descended directly from God, versus the British idea of ruling, which was that God chose the ruler and wasn't a direct descendant of the gods. So I think that's why the author chose Rome as the bad guy, but I don't know, and I would have loved that to be a little bit more explored. But ultimately, I did really... Oh, and then I felt like the writing was very repetitive. I think this was an adult novel, but I felt like it was written more like a YA novel, and that's not a bad thing. I think when people compare writing to YA novels, it's immediately like... it's immediately taken as like an insult, whereas writing for YA genre is very different than writing for an adult genre, because it's geared towards different ages of people, and this read to me more like a YA. So I don't know, I thought it was an adult, but it might be YA, and so I am hesitant to criticize the writing because that could be me expecting something different than what it was. I do feel like a lot of the ideas were repetitive. There was a lot of imagery that was repetitive, like metaphors that were repetitive, ideas that were repetitive, and it got to the point sometimes where I was like, okay, we get it, we understand. I am excited for book 2. and I really loved Ruing. I thought Ruing was a really wonderful character. She is a girl who's afraid, and she has this power that she doesn't quite understand, and nobody has taught her how to understand it, which is only even scarier. And she feels like she's stuck in this place where she doesn't know what to do to save the people that she loves the most. And I think that a lot of people would find themselves in the position, like if people found themselves in the position that Ruing was put in, I think most people would make the same choices that Ruing made. And I think that we can all say that we wouldn't, but I think that's very hard to say until you're put in a position like our main character would be in. So I really loved Ruing. I really loved the growth that she showed. Even though I would have loved a little bit more growth, I think it was, I personally think that it was realistic for what our character was doing and how she had grown up and what she was experiencing. I am looking forward to book 2. It's coming out, I think, in 2025. So I'm hoping that over the next year, as the author does edits, that their writing is only going to get stronger, and the criticisms I have are going to, I'm going to see something different in book 2. That's what I'm hopeful for. I feel like I rambled a bit there, but it's still pretty early in the morning, and I don't think my brain is thinking very clearly, but I just wanted to quickly talk about it. Quickly, she says, even though she's been recording for 10 minutes. But yeah, I really liked this, and I think other people will really love it too. And I personally think before you write off this book just because of what you heard on Twitter or rumblings that you heard on Twitter or whatever else, you give the book a try first, because I think she accomplished exactly what she was trying to accomplish with this. And I really enjoyed it. Next, I did read 100 pages of Jade City by Fonda Lee. I am hoping to finish this today. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but I did find Jade City on Kindle Unlimited, so I am reading it on my Kindle, so maybe I'll read a lot faster than I usually read when I'm just holding the book physically. This is essentially a gangster story, like gangster as in like the mafia or like Godfather, or those kind of movies, set in this world where Jade is something that can give these people power, strength. It makes them move a lot faster. Like, it has a lot of magical properties, and only some people are able to harness the power of Jade. But the people who can harness the power of Jade are like, they run this capital city, and there are different families that are vying for power, and we follow this one family, the Call family, and the Call family, they've just recently had a new person step up to be head of the family, and they have a different idea of what power is and what they should be doing than it seems like other people in their family feel. So we have some inner conflicts between the families, but then we also have the conflicts of the other family in the cities wanting more power, and that power struggle like you see in like The Godfather and movies like that. I'm having a really good time. There's a lot of different characters, and I'm very intrigued so far. But anyway, I know that was like a terrible explanation about what this book is, but with these, I often feel like it takes me a lot longer than just 100 pages to like really get the lay of the land, if you will. but I am really enjoying it, and I'm very excited to keep reading it. Hopefully I finish it today, because otherwise I can't count it towards my Bookish Swifties challenge, which I really want to be able to do. So now that I've just been yapping on and on and on, I am going to eat some breakfast and then get to reading. So, because I would really, really, really like to finish Jade City today. I think that's what I'm going to put my energy into today. So, bye! Hey everyone, it's much later, and I didn't read as much as I wanted to today, but it's because the body wants what the body wants, and the body wanted a nap today. And then when I got home from picking the boy up from school, he wanted to watch a movie, so we watched Mad Max Fury Road, and then while we ate and after Charlotte got home, we watched an old TV movie that my dad showed me when I was a kid that I was obsessed with, called Evil Roy Slade, and it was so funny. But now I'm getting into bed, and I am going to continue reading on my Kindle, and we'll see what happens. I did get some reading done today, and quite a good amount of it done, but I don't think I'm gonna finish it, unfortunately, which is a bummer, but never say never. I still have a couple hours left in the night, and you know, maybe I'll surprise myself, you know what I mean? But anyway, I'm gonna get comfy, I'm gonna lay down, I'm gonna read, and I'll probably check in tomorrow. Hey everyone, it's Saturday morning, and as expected, I did not finish Jade City, which is a bummer, but it's okay. I read up to page 308, so we have a little bit over 150 pages, I think, left of the book, and I do intend on finishing it today. I know I said that yesterday and I didn't do it, but I do intend to do it today. I am sad that I didn't finish it in May, but that's okay. It is what it is. Worse things could happen. You know what I mean? But anyway, I am going to read for a little bit this morning, and then I'm going to do some chores around the house and get ready because the kiddo is having a sleepover tonight. So I want to have everything prepared for that. And then I also need to get my TBR planned for June. The Bookish Swifties book club that I'm in is doing a readathon, but originally it was just for the Patreon users, but I have an immense fear of missing out of things. An intense case of FOMO. And so I signed up for the Patreon so I could do the readathon because it is set up like Jeopardy. And they did this, a similar readathon last year that I had such a fun time with, so there was no way I was going to miss out on that. Am I going to read all of the categories in Jeopardy? No, but I am going to pick the ones that I think I can do, and I'll let you know which categories will be for each of my which category each of my TBR books will, you know, fit with. But anyway, that being said, I'm gonna get back to reading Jade City because there's a lot of intense things happening right now and I'm very stressed out and I need to know how it ends, so. Hey everyone, it's still Saturday, it's in the afternoon. I have done some reading. I don't know how much reading I've done, not as much as I intended to, but this is partly because I had a mini mental breakdown. So, it's fine. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm booking my dream Disney vacation because I have a little bit of that Disney adult in me, I'm not gonna lie. And it's been literally so long since I was able to go to Disney World last, and it makes me sad. And can I book a trip to Disney World right now? No, I don't have a job. What am I thinking? But I am gonna plan one because that's what I can do with my time on this earth. And that's what I want to do. So that's what I'm going to do. Charlotte, we ordered pizza for the children that are here. And Charlotte went to go pick us up Japanese food. Pick us up Japanese food. So pretty excited to eat that. That's my update. So I hope you enjoyed. I still haven't figured out my TBR. The vibes are not good in here today. I'm gonna be so honest. Like, in here, horrible, horrible, horrible vibes. Would not recommend to anybody. So, I'll see you later. Bye. Hey everyone, it's Sunday morning and I have a little bit of time to go over my TBR. First though, we are going to do our grab bag book, although I didn't read the grab bag book for last month, so maybe I should just read that one instead, but it's more fun if I get to pick. I'm really hoping that it will be something something queer for Pride Month, but also something that I can make fit with some of the Jeopardy prompts for the readathon this month, but we'll see. Niona of the Dawn, I'm pretty sure that's a manga. So, 1 second. Alright, so I have Yona of the Dawn here. Unfortunately, I can't use it for the Jeopardy game because all the books have to be at least 200 pages, and this one is 190. Which does stink, but it'll be okay because it's a manga. I read manga pretty fast, so I'm excited to have this one on the TBR. And then next, let's just go through. So I have the rest of Jade City to read because even though I said I wanted to finish it yesterday, I was too busy having a mental breakdown to read anything. So while I did read a little bit, I didn't finish it. It's okay, we'll finish it this month. And then getting into my Jeopardy prompts. Let me pull up the thing. Also, I need to figure out like what the dollar values are for each of these prompts because I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so the Jeopardy board is set up by 6 different Taylor Swift albums and then 5 categories, and each category has the prompts. I will not read 30 books to do the full Jeopardy board in the month of June. I just know that about myself, so I tried to pick and choose from the books that I chose that are my like top priority for summer reading, and then I just picked and chose some of the other ones that I thought would be interesting. So first up we have Folklore for 1000, which is Book with a Haunted House, and we're going with Tell Me I'm Worthless by Alison Rumfitt. This book also was written by a trans author, so it's perfect for Pride Month. And then next we have 1989 for 600, Book with a Heist. We're going with Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Then we have the Tortured Poets Department for 200, which is reread a book, and we're gonna reread Caraval because I really need to finish this series so I can read the Once Upon a Broken Heart series because I really want to get to that one. And then next we have 1989 for 1000, book that's been on your TBR for a year, and that is Shorefall by Robert Jackson Bennett. This also features a sapphic couple, so again, perfect for Pride Month. And then we have the Tortured Poets Department for 1000, which is a book that takes place in the UK, and that is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. Again, for the Tortured Poets Department for 600, we have books where books play a major role, and we're going with Emily Henry's Book Lovers. But I'm pretty sure both the characters work in publishing, so perfect. And then we have 1989 for 800, which is a nonfiction, The Wager, A Tale of Shipwreck, Mutiny, and Murder by David Grann. I'm also just realizing I picked mostly 1989 and the Tortured Poets Department and only one folklore, and I would really like to have at least one prompt for each of the albums. The other albums are Midnight's, Reputation, and Debut. So the TBR, I might add to it. Yeah, I'm going to add 3 more books. Am I going to read all these books? No, I want to make that very clear. But I'm going to add them to my TBR anyway because it's fun to do that. So, one moment, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with 3 more books to add to the TBR so that I have one, at least one, for every album. So for Midnights, we have book with the Grumpy Sunshine trope, which is for 400, and that's Honey Witch by Sydney Shields. This is also sapphic, so again, perfect for Pride Month. And then we have for debut, for author's debut novel, we have 5 Broken Blades by May Corland, which also is queer. I think it's MLM, but I'm not positive, but I know it's queer. So again, perfect pick for Pride Month. And then for Reputation, for 200, we have book about witches, and that is The Crimson Moth by Kristen Ciccarelli. So this is our ridiculously large Pride Month TBR. And also, I do think I'm going to try and read Real Americans for the Barnes & Noble Book Club pick. But I just remembered that that was this month. And I don't want to get up again to go get it and show it to you. So just know that that's also on the TBR. So I should probably get to reading. So that's what I'm going to do. We're also going to head over to my parents' house for the day to watch the dog while they go do some things. And then we'll probably celebrate my birthday with them tonight because my birthday is in 2 days. So very exciting all around. But that being said, I'm going to read for a little bit before we get going for the day because I'm determined determined to finish Jade City. My Kindle says it's going to take me a little bit over an hour. I think the last time I checked. Hold on. Let's see, because I have it right here. Just under 2 hours, sorry. Just under 2 hours for me to finish, according to Kindle. So, that's the goal. Anyway, I've been rambling for much too long, so. I don't know how you're comfy there. Hey everyone, it's still Sunday. I'm at my parents' house now. I'm in their guest bedroom. I have had a very productive afternoon, if I do say so myself. I took the car and got the car an oil change, which it very desperately needed. Don't tell my dad, but there was like no oil in it. So that's embarrassing, and I was very brave about it, and I went and I got it done, and I didn't let them try and upsell me on things that I know I don't need, or at least that I didn't need today. I have to get my car inspected because it's my birthday month, but I'll let the mechanics I know and trust tell me what I need to have done on the car. I just knew that I desperately needed an oil change, and I've been putting it off literally for like a month. And today I finally was like, this is it's stressing me out enough that I'm gonna go do it. And I did it. So proud of me. Anyway, then I took the dog for a walk, and that was miserable because it's over 80 degrees. And both me and the dog are not happy about it, but it had to be done. So now I'm chilling in the guest bedroom with my mom's cat, and I'm gonna do some reading. So it's all good. And then soon my parents will be home, probably in a few hours, and we're gonna have dinner with them and do like a family birthday thing or whatever. So it's gonna be a good night, good day, good night, you know, same diff. Anyway, I am gonna get to reading now, and I'm gonna hope that I finish Jade City today, because I really have to finish it today. I'm already feeling like I'm behind on my June reading because I didn't finish this in May. So anyway, that's my update for now. Hey everyone. It's later, Sunday night, and I did finish Jade City by Fonda Lee, and oh my god, 5 stars, hands down. This book was absolutely incredible, and I'm gonna have to sit on it, I think, for a little bit to like give it like a review other than just like my immediate 5-star rating. This book had me so stressed out, just like truly, like I was reading with my Kindle, so I had my Kindle like propped up, and like my hands were like all over my face, like in my hair, like pulling my hair. It was so stressful, but it was so good. It was absolutely incredible. I'm gonna have to get to Jade War like ASAP. Like maybe I'm gonna add it to my TBR this month. I don't know, because I feel like this is a book I don't want to like, this is a series that I don't want to like wait a long time to continue with. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, because this was absolutely incredible. 10 out of 10, 5 out of 5 stars. no wonder it won the World Fantasy Award in 2018 because this was impeccable. Hey everyone, it is Monday and the end of the vlog, and I had a really good week overall, especially when it comes to what I read. So let's wrap it up really quick so we can start this week's vlog, or next week's vlog. I finished up An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir, and I really loved this. I gave it a 4.5 star rating. Overall, I thought this was a really strong start for the series, especially with the character development that we got for both Elias and Leia, and I'm very intrigued to see what's going to happen in the next book. Like, I'm so excited. I also really liked the school setting and the trials and everything, and while the end didn't surprise me, it made sense. I am very intrigued to see where it's going, especially for our one character, Helen, or Helene. I'm not really sure how you pronounce it. But I'm very invested in like all senses of the word. So I'm very excited to keep moving forward with this series. And then next, I read and finished To Gaze Upon Wicked Gods. I gave this a 3.5 star. I definitely know that I talked about this ad nauseum, so I'm not going to talk about it too much now, but it was good. I enjoyed it. This was an anticipated 5-star prediction for me, so it is kind of disappointing that it didn't live up to that hype, but I am excited to continue on with the series when the next one comes out, to see if the issues that I had with this book are resolved in the next one. And then I started and finished Jade City by Fonda Lee. This was my favorite book of the week. I gave it 5 stars, and this book had so much in it. I know I didn't talk too much about it in this vlog, so I'm sorry, but essentially this is a mafia story inspired by The Godfather, and we have the Call family. So there's 3 siblings, Lan, Hilo, and Shay, and Lan is the new pillar, the head of the clan, and war is coming, and he is trying to prevent that war. Hold on. And he is trying to prevent that war from happening. And Hilo is his like second in command almost, his horn, and he is the one out in the streets trying to keep everything under their control, the No Peak clan's control. And then we have Shay. She's the youngest sibling and the only daughter, and she has come back after being gone from her family for I think like 2 years, and she's trying to figure out her place in this pretty patriarchal society. There was so much going on in this book. There was a lot of political intrigue, political movings, family drama, everything that you would expect from like a mafia story inspired by The Godfather. It was very brutal, like more brutal than The Godfather. So if you are not interested in like a lot of violence or a lot of just like brutality, this is maybe not the book for you, but I absolutely loved it. I'm very much looking forward to reading the next one as well. So we had 3 series that we started in this vlog, and all of them I'm excited to move on to the next one with varying levels of enjoyment. So I think it was a really great start to the week, or I think it was a great reading week all in all. I struggled a little bit mentally, but we win some, we lose some. So that is the vlog, and I'm gonna end it and wrap it up so I can start next week's vlog, which should be really fun because it's my birthday week. So Anyway, I hope to see you all in the next vlog. Bye.